Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sunny's Effin Delicious. Today we're reviewing Adam Ragusea's method of packing more flavour into your steak by seasoning the cutting board instead of the steak. His video on this subject has amassed an impressive 16 million views, so I had to give it a go for myself to find out whether this is just YouTube nonsense or does it actually work. Adam always brings science into his cooking, and his thinking behind this method is that the steak will absorb the seasoning during the cooling down process, and at the end of this video I'll rate this method out of 10, so keep watching. We start by covering our unseasoned steak with oil. Now this immediately feels wrong. I normally generously season my steak with salt, pepper, garlic and a touch of cayenne pepper, but it's too soon to judge just yet, so let's wait till the end so we can do a taste test. I'm using a 1-inch thick sirloin steak, otherwise known as the New York strip. Let's set this unseasoned steak aside for just a moment while we prepare our dressing. I'm going in with some fresh rosemary from my garden, some garlic and some fresh thyme also from my garden. The rosemary will slide off quite easily, but the thyme can be a bit fiddly, and once you've removed all the leaves, get rid of those woody stalks and chop up the herbs finely. We want to make sure that we chop those herbs quite fine, as we need them to cover every single slice of steak evenly. Then slice your single clove of garlic and add a pinch of salt. This acts as an abrasive to break that garlic down. Chop it quite fine, and then using the side of your knife press against the garlic back and forth until you have a delicious garlic paste. Combine your herbs, add a pinch of salt or two, add a generous hit of freshly ground black pepper, a few shakes of granulated garlic and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Mix this herby seasoning together before adding some olive oil, then top this delicious garlicky mixture with some room temperature butter. Set your mixture aside and grab a nice heavy based frying pan and place on a nice flame until the pan is smoking hot. Only then place in your steak, and once it's on the heat, don't play around with it too much, leave it to do its thing. I'm cooking my steak for 2 minutes per side for a perfect medium rare, which is how I like it. Give it a flip and repeat. Now normally at this stage I'd throw in my woody herbs and some fresh butter and start basting this beautiful piece of meat. I like to turn the steak on its side just to render out some of that fat. This is pure flavour and you want to mop up all of those fat juices in the pan. Once your steak is done, place it to rest on your bed of delicious garlicky herby butter. Leave it to rest for about 5 minutes. Now normally at this stage I'd be plating up my mash or I'd be making a pan sauce, but today it's just steak for dinner, so Adam, this had better be worth it. This does look quite appealing, and watching that hot steak melt the butter while taking the edge off those woody herbs, it's actually quite sexy. You can now see those meat juices combining with the butter, and I think it's time to slice. I like to cut into 1/2-inch thick slices, and right away I can see this is a perfect medium rare. Just take a look at that beauty. Now I know a lot of people like their steak more done than this, but for me this is perfect. Right, the meat is cooling down now, so let's get mixing. Adam's method claims that the meat will absorb the board dressing at this stage. Take your time and ensure each slice is well coated. I'm placing mine into a big pile and I'm going to get stuck straight in for a taste test. My first thought is that this is absolutely delicious. The heat from the steak has almost cooked that garlic, so it's not too overpowering. A pinch more salt for me perhaps. As I continue to eat this, I can't help but miss that salty, buttery crust that I'm accustomed to with my steaks. I'm not sure just how much of that dressing is actually absorbed into the steak. Essentially what I think we have here is a steak coated in a delicious garlic butter. This isn't a new concept. Steakhouses have been adding flavoured butter on top of steak since the beginning of time. However, by slicing the steak and coating it, we've actually created better flavour distribution, so you get a lot more bang for your buck. All in all, I'd give this method a 7 out of 10. I think I'd actually start adding this method to my already butter basted steaks for the ultimate effing delicious steak. A big thanks to Adam for sharing his method with us. I've left a link to his channel in the description below, so check him out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more videos like this and leave me a comment with your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.